Hi, and welcome to Coffee with Kim. My name is Kim Bassett, and I am so honored to be here. This is a really special day for me. I get to have a full panel of people. Super excited. The topic is one that we've had a lot of buzz about, and today is going to go a little bit longer. And so if you need to pop in and pop out, just know that the replay is there. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you know my website will have all the episodes on it. But I just wanted to start the one today with it putting the mask on, right? I am a mother of 6. I serve people. I love people. And those of us who do serve people, that's kind of what happens, right? We are so busy and focused on serving others that we forget to take care of ourselves. And it shows up in our health. It shows up in not being your full and authentic person. It can be, depression, discouragement, whatever. Those things can happen when you get drained. And so today I brought these beautiful people from all around the world, literally. You're going to get to hear their stories of overcoming and being able to put that mask on. And I want to introduce them to you now. Today on Coffee with Kim, I am honored to introduce 6 amazing friends. Patty comes to us from Las Vegas and is soon embarking on an adventure with her husband Dan, traveling the country in an RV for the show on the CW through the lens of our camera. Anne is from Vietnam and was part of the boat people coming to the U.S. She is now mother of 3, a nurse, and also helping women reclaim their voice. Jill is known as the Queen of Shine and a heart-centered leader and best-selling author and motivational speaker. Her love of horses and people is what fills her life with love. Crystal is the mother of 2. She is featured on many TV and magazines, best-selling author, coach, mentor, and producer of $1 Million Team. Hannah is originally from Indiana, attended Butler University. She now calls Chicago her home. Her company, HK Social, empowers businesses to be more visible online. Christian comes to us from Germany. He is a man of many talents. As a speaker, author, in both business and holistic modalities, Christian empowers women to find their voice. Welcome, everyone. Woo! Look at this. I did not know I would ever be able to have all of you beautiful people on at the same time, and this is so stinking exciting. All right. So how this is going to work today is each person is going to introduce themselves, what they do, love, and want, what they bring to the world, and a little story about how putting the mask on first has impacted them in some way in their life. So we're going to start with, we're just going to go in order here. So we're going to start with Patty.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kim, for having me. And I love this topic. It was such a big topic for me. So who I am, I was actually a high school teacher for 20 years. And I wasn't really necessarily happy living my passion, although I loved working with students, and I worked with at-risk youth for 20 years. And the system just did not allow me to help them in a way I wanted to. 10 years ago, my husband became very ill with West Nile virus and meningitis. He almost didn't make it, and then had a year of recovery, at which time we found ourselves financially devastated. So it was a really dark time for us. But today I'm very grateful for that time 10 years ago, because we decided it was time to change our mindset, turn things around, and that's just what we did. And from there, I quit my job. We became entrepreneurs and business owners, and we just decided that we had to live life every day to the fullest. And it is an absolute passion of mine to inspire others to live their life fully. So that was a big thing. when I first heard about putting your mask on first, I had two very small children. I was getting divorced, and it was a counselor that said to me, self-care, you have to put your mask on first. And I looked at her like she had three heads, because I had two kids. I was trying to take care of myself. I was going to school and working. And I thought she was crazy. And she used that very example of, you know what, if you're on an airplane and the pressure, there's a problem with the pressure. She said, if you go to help your children first, she said, you're going to pass out. What good would you be to them? And it was a really pointed analogy that made me see that, oh, I get it. Okay, I get it. So it is something that I believe is very important. And it's taken me time to really learn how to take care of myself. Self-care is extremely important.
It really is, and I love how you mentioned that. And that's what I wanted to say at the beginning, was that when I was on the airplane to come to Texas, right, that went into my head, that subconscious piece, right? And I think that's kind of what struck me and why I wanted to do this month so much, because we've been talking about, our relationships, love in our relationships, love of ourselves, right? Love for our health, right? And I think the reason I wanted this topic and all of you to come on was because having that mask first, you got to take care of you. If I had not had the tools, if I didn't know how to take care of me, coming to Texas and helping my family wouldn't have been possible at all.
Right.
So, no, thank you so much, Patty. So, Hannah.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Hannah Kruger. I'm in Chicago. And when, I was reached out to about this opportunity, it really hit home with me because growing up in a small town, I went to a small school, and at small schools, everybody does everything. We have to, just because we're so small. And when I got to college, I was still in that mindset of I need to be everything for everybody all the time. I was a resident assistant my sophomore year of college. And I, again, was a sophomore, was helping incoming freshmen navigate, college and that transition. And my first ever weekend as an RA with students, it was welcome weekend. And I actually had a student who stopped breathing. And it was a whole thing to process. And on top of that, I was already trying to be the RA who had the open door, who was constantly there and available. And that was on top of having a job, that was on top of having a side hustle, and on top of taking a full course load. So, I kind of was navigating things for myself, and some things started to happen. What I eventually learned was anxiety and depression. And I remember my dad sitting down with me, and this has stuck with me forever. And he said, you can't pour from a cup that's empty. If there is nothing for you, you can't help anybody else. And so being able to be here today and talk with everybody, I'm all about relationship building. I'm all about connecting. And this is something we really don't talk about enough. So I'm super happy to be here.
Oh, thank you, Hannah. Yeah, I love that, that cup being empty. And my father is someone who also said that to me. And I think too often we just forget, right? We get so focused, we so in, because we are these caregivers and we love people and we are serving. But we get that the cup becomes empty. And even now, knowing and having that awareness and having the tools. I mean, last week when this stuff was going on in Dallas, it was tough, right? And I literally came to my son and I said, okay, I'm depleted. I need to sleep. That's for me. Is I usually push. I'm a driver personality, and I go until I just crash. So I love the analogy of the cup. Coffee with Kim cup. I like that. Maybe we'll think about that. All right. Thank you, Hannah. Christian.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christian Semlich, and I'm from the other side of the world, actually from Germany. And what I want to make a difference in the world, especially for women. In my personal opinion, and I really strongly believe in that, is that women do not have the positions they should have in politics as well as in economics. we as men, we destroyed the world in most parts. What we did fantastic inventions, but the special thinking of women who can become mothers, that's something that we mostly lack. We have it as fathers, but not the same way. And yeah, I'm sharing a personal story here. I mean, although I knew it, I wrote a book about burnout and about taking care of yourself. But in fact, for a long time, I didn't take care for myself. And in December last year, I had a heart attack. Was not a very hard one, but it still reminds me, okay, I have to take care of myself, to slow down, and to really care about what I really want. So not dancing on 100 weddings, but just be on my wedding and helping people with what I'm doing or what I can provide.
Yeah, I know everyone's like, here's a whole bunch of women here, and we have Christian. But Christian is just I've known Christian for about a year now, and we're still getting to know one another more. And, I reached out to him, in January when I was in the hospital with my heart stuff, right? I knew I could reach out to him and talk to him about it. I've watched how he has impacted women in the groups that I have been in. And I knew we desperately needed him on this show today, because there's some wonderful men out there. I'm married to a wonderful man. There's some really great men that promote women, but I mean, Christian, that's where his heart is. And I think you can see that, right? Christian, I want them to tell them about the sword. I put that picture in for a reason.
Okay. Yeah. I've been a world champion in Korean sword art, but it was, let's say, a hard wish since I was a boy. And then suddenly during my biggest crisis after my first divorce, my only divorce, where it really I was at the bottom. I couldn't even think. This opportunity happened to train the sword, to train the samurai stuff. And I took that possibility, and within 18 months, and you wouldn't believe that, within 18 months from 0 to world champion was my personal achievement, which was kind of, okay, I still can do and I still can achieve something. But the sword as such is such a fantastic transformational mechanism, because it symbolizes the decision. Decidere means you take the sword out of the scabbard. And in the Japanese culture, taking it out, doing something and putting it back was one. While we in the Western countries, we usually thinking, okay, I make a decision, maybe I think about it later so I can modify it. And so that's what they do not have. The moment the samurai is taking out the sword, it's already done, So, and I really like that. You wait until you're really clear. And you create clarity with your decision. You create clarity because you cut off one option from the other. And then it's clear where you're going, the next path, the next step, the next way, the next journey, whatever. And you never regret that, because you're clear. You're coming from your values. And then you're always clear. You do not need to regret anything.
Yeah. No, as you guys can see, you guys realize that where he's at, it's like midnight. So I am so honored and grateful that he is coming, on during a time that's he needs his sleep and to take care of him, but his heart, takes care of everyone, and so he's sacrificing. So I very much appreciate it. So, all right, Jill.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Christian. That was a wonderful story. And I think that's so important, that clarity. And thank you for bringing him on, Kim, so that we all can be blessed by his beautiful stories. So, my name is Jill Wright. I am the CEO of Executive Shine. I'm a speaker, trainer, all of this. And I am terrible at taking care of myself. And I am professional at taking care of everyone else and building teams, and that's what I do now is help other business owners build teams so that they can live the life they want. And this year it's last year now with COVID, um, the universe decided to teach me a lesson, and that when we shut down, I never thought. I've been in business for 33 years. I've been written up in Forbes, Harvard Business Review, all of these kinds of things. And so I was really excited about being able to serve people in a powerful way. And we've always done that. Well, with COVID, it shut us down completely. So I have 100 people that have worked for me for 20 plus years. And all of a sudden, we're done. And so it was a big lesson for me now. We're back open now that people are starting to travel again at the airports. But it was a big lesson for me. And the biggest thing I learned is that I had to let other people support me. And as you know, Kim, you're a mother of 6 kids. You don't ever think, as a mother, you think you're the one that has to have the answers. You're the one that has to solve the problems. I mean, that's your job. That's just what you do. And so running a business, and for so long, it's like being a mother. And so what I had to learn, which was a really tough lesson for me, is to allow other people to support me and fill my cup back up. And so that I could continue giving, because it was one of the lowest times of my life. So that was a big lesson.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Jill. And you, in your own right, like I said, everyone here is just one of these people I just love so much and appreciate you. Yeah, being a mother, right, is one thing, but it doesn't mean you have to be children or be your own children, right? When I was a teacher, I had kids that were coming in before school and after school because they just wanted to talk about life tools, right? That they weren't getting anywhere else. I had employees before, right? And you're talking to them. And so that giving, that service, right, is way beyond just having your own children, right? And having someone give to you. So my daughter-in-law that I'm with, I love so much. And she's having to learn that herself, because at one period of time when I was having my last few children, I was down in bed. And it was really hard for me to have people come in and do things for me, right? And my son was 12 when my last was born. And I said, how beautiful and what a turn of events, because now I can come in. You helped me when you were 12 years old with your 4 other siblings. And now I'm helping you. And it's just, right, it's learning to receive help. And I have a good friend that I am in Laguna with, and I visit with her, and we were on the beach and we were doing some sea glass hunting, and she goes, Kim, you have a hard time receiving. And I went, bingo, right? And to have those people in your life that can tell you that and that you listen is so empowering. So Jill, yes, we're going to hear more about your horses in a little bit too.
They're teachers.
Right? Our animals teach us too, don't they?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, for sure. Okay. Oh my gosh, this girl, I have to tell you real quick. Several months ago, she and I connected, and I'm going to start crying. You guys know me. She came to me because I had had a really bad day. She didn't know it. And I have to tell you this story. I do. I'm sorry, Ann. I have to tell it. So I was on another show, and I got an award for the biggest smile, or the brightest smile, or something with my smile. And I was like, Well, that's an interesting one. I don't, what is that? How does that impact anybody? That has nothing to do with anybody, right? And An reached out to me and I'm like, sure, let's get on a call together. We got on a Zoom and we started talking, and she's, expressing things that she wanted to do with her life. And we started talking about it. And I said, can I just ask you why, you contacted me? Because we'd never spoke before. We'd been in different trainings with the same mentor. And she goes, it was because of your smile. So anyway, so she's just a special place in my heart for this one. So, okay, An, take the floor.
She's muted.
Okay, you're muted.
This is the technology problem. I'm from the Earth. I'm not from space. You can see it go on my background. So I'm a mother of three. I recently, actually, I'm going through divorce right now, and I'm also a nurse. And the thing that I learned that if you don't take care of yourself, you don't have any energy to take care of anybody else. Because I am the person that take care of other people by license. And during the COVID time, I remember one day that I had to pack an elderly people, 3 body in the bag on one day. That never happened before. And when they die during COVID time, they die alone, scared. Nobody afraid to stay with them. Like they literally die alone. And I had to pack 3 body in one day. I came home that day. I crashed. Like I cried all night. Sorry. Because I found that it just then I learned the lesson that if I'm not capable of taking care of myself, I'm in nowhere to take care of anybody else. Because when you go, you burn out. So that's the lesson that I learned. It's really deep lesson, because before, during the time of my marriage, again, I take care of the house, take care of the kids, but it wasn't until the COVID time that it hit me that it doesn't matter what, I have to come first. Because if I cannot take care of myself, I ain't no good. I cannot take care of anybody else. So,
Yeah, she being a nurse, right? That's her profession. She's caring for people all day, every day as your profession, and she's a beautiful mother. And she also helps empower women and who are in abuse situations, and to help them with their confidence and to bring them to a place of empowerment. So, no, she's, like I said, look at all of you, just these amazing, amazing humans that just serve with such heart. And so I'm just honored to be here with y'all. Crystal. I did that one wrong. Sorry, Crystal. I told you I have to make one mistake here.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, I'm so grateful. Crystal Davis here, and I know I've been put on this planet. What I love and what I want is to empower people who are unknown, that have been shut down from anxiety, depression, or abuse. And I know I've been put on this planet to show them how to increase their visibility, catapult their credibility by becoming a #1 best-selling author, getting their story out, and impacting not only their audience and income, but mission 1 million lives. I'm on this big mission, you guys. And I love this topic, Kim, and thank you, honored, putting on the mask. For me, it happened 15 years ago. There I was, unknown, shut down from abuse, anxiety, depressed, and I had no idea how I was going to translate what I knew was deep inside of me for my 2 beautiful daughters, and the best decision I made is I hired a coach. And I have to say, we all need that self-love, self-care, and it's really up to us to put the mask on first. Because if we don't, we can't serve and be in service to rise up and help others rise up to become the best versions of themselves. We're all worthy and deserving of living an extraordinary life. So I know I'm here and to make an impact in this world. And thank you, Kim. I love this subject because a lot of us wear masks during certain times in our lives. And when are we going to remove it and serve and be here and impact the world?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Crystal. We do, right? We not necessarily the oxygen mask, but we wear those masks to cover up, right?
Yeah.
Our fears and our insecurities, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's the healing and self-love. It all begins with us, deep within.
Yeah, we have to make that. It's a choice, right? Every decision we make, it's either going to bring us towards something or away from it, right?
Yeah.
So, who here would like to just start? What are you getting out of today? What have you learned so far?
If you don't mind, I'll go ahead and say something. Crystal, I loved that you touched on the fact that we all not only are worthy of, but are deserving of these extraordinary lives, whatever that means to us. Because I think so often we pour into others because we are hesitant to acknowledge, you know what, I do deserve this. I deserve a life I'm passionate about. And it's going to take work, but I deserve to put that work into myself. And I feel like so oftentimes the lack of taking care of ourselves is coming from, well, this is just what I have to do because I want all of these things, but these people deserve it. And what have I done to deserve it? You know what I mean? So I absolutely love that you touched on that. I think that's so insightful.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, those of us, I mean, that story, it's a long story, but yeah, it was a tough one. And we all are shut down in different ways in our lives. And the abuse, it was their father. My 9-year-old daughter had to sneak to the basement to call 911 to have her father taken away in handcuffs. And I was so down in the dumps, you guys. I thought, this isn't about me. I've got to pull myself together. This is about my 2 daughters. What am I showing them? And it's about rising up. And that's why when Kim had me want to come on the show, I was so grateful because we all have a story. We all have a story, but in life is a choice, right? So it's finding those unique gifts deep within inside us. And I know I've been put on this planet to help others like Christian to find their voice, to find their story. This is how we connect with our audience, by great shows like this, right? Communicating and connecting.
Yeah.
Patty?
Yeah, if I could add something here. I love the fact that we're talking about our stories. So it was so important for me. For me, I was a school teacher. That's what I knew. That's all I thought. Like, okay, I could teach high school kids. That was it. So when I transitioned into being an entrepreneur, getting on stage, getting in front of a camera, getting on a Zoom call, not something I would have done. But there I was on stages around the world, and I'd have people come up and say like, oh, the way they responded was as if I've always been on stage. It was always comfortable. And I've realized it was like, no, wait, I used to get on stage and tell a story about back to school night. So I taught kids, but when the parents came in, I'd make the other teachers do back to school night with me so I could hide behind them because I did not. And seriously, and I tell this story, I wanted no parts of being on a stage. My husband's been in the entertainment industry his whole life, so he's always got a camera. I wanted no parts of being in front of that camera. So I love that we tell this story because I know when I would look at people on stage or look at people like you guys, all of you, and I'd say, wow, they're better. They have it. They have some special gifts, some special skill. So when we could share the progress, the hard work, I think that is so, so important.
Yeah. Christian.
I would like to just suggest something that you exchange the word deserve with you have the right, the God-given right, or whatever you believe in. Because deserving always means, yeah, you have to do something or you have to go through something. Take that away. That's part of the conditioning you all went through, including myself. We do not have to deserve it. It's our God-given right. It's even our duty to share our stories, what we went through, what we learned, to help others. It would be unfair if we wouldn't do that. So I think this would change also our mindsets, and that's so important. And that's one of the parts and pieces that I'm trying to help people with, or especially women with, because we all have been conditioned in some ways. But do we really have to deserve something? What if it is just our right, just our God or universal given right to share our story? It's our right. And then it's different. It feels different. It's giving you the power to move forward. You do not have to wait until you deserve something. See what I mean?
Oh, I love that.
For that input, because that makes me that made me think.
No, that is it. You really struck a chord because, so everyone, just so you know, if you click, and I forgot to do this at the beginning of the broadcast, if you will click when you're watching this live, if you'll click the StreamYard up above, and I'm sorry about the interruption here, but you can have your name be shown of, who's making comments, and we love the comments. And someone here said, yes, it's a God-given right. And thank you so much, for saying that, because that is power, right? We do. And I like what you said even more so is the duty, right? I had a friend, that's how I got doing this and doing what I was doing, because I was putting all my stuff, you guys have been hearing on the show my story of, I was going to do this when my kids were all raised, or for my posterity, for my legacy, right? No, it's my duty now to do this. It's my duty not just to my family, but to everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, thank you. Yes, Jill.
Thank you so much, Christian. I love what everybody has such wisdom. And one of the things that is so beautiful about us coming together in community, and just like you said, Crystal, taking off the mask, that's how it's a kind of a crazy thing. That's how we've been so successful in my shoe shine business and in business in general, creating that safe space for people to take off their mask. And this is when connection happens, when, Crystal, like you said, when you share your stories and realize that we're all just human. And I tell you, I've dealt with all kinds of high-level people, and you know what? They're tired of keeping the mask on. They want to be seen. It doesn't matter if they're a Supreme Court justice, a CEO, senator, whatever. They want to be seen for being a human being and just honored for just who they are beyond the title. And so I think that's really important. And when we come together like this, we can reflect things back to each other that we don't see. Because one of the things I think with what you said, Crystal and Christian and Hannah, is that we don't honor our own story and we don't honor our own skill sets. One of the things that I've noticed about women is if you haven't paid to achieve that skill, like you haven't paid Harvard University to get your PhD in people, then that's not a skill, right? That's just something that you're kind of good at. And so we have to have each other to really reflect back to each other. So, because we think that's normal, right? I mean, we think that everybody does that. So we have to be able to share that with each other and say, no, I suck at that. Like, you're a genius. Like, ask Kim. I am like technological disaster, but I'm emerging. I'm trying to be kind to myself and say, okay, I'm emerging technological person.
Hey, we're all still learning though. I mean, look at my sizzle reel. I told you guys that is not my best work, and I struggled with it. There were some things that weren't working, but it was functional, and I'm learning. And my old self would have never played it. I would have just not. I would have scrapped it, right? But I've said on here, I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to show my mistakes. I'm going to show that you can do this. And that I don't, like you said, I don't have a special skill for this, but putting yourself out there and having a community, right? Like you just said, Jill.
Well, it's part of putting on the oxygen mask.
Right. Yeah.
You know, is being real and sharing with and getting that reflection back from your friends and your community to validate the skill sets that you don't even realize you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And wanted to say something.
Yeah. Just want to say that thank you, Crystal, for saying that, because I'm right now I'm going through the divorce process from my abusive relationship, and being a nurse for 23 years, I always put the mask on being a person that's very comfortable, very confident, and because I'm quite in the management level, so people view me as a person that very distant. They are afraid to come and approach me for any advice. But seeing I share my story and taking off my mask, a lot more people come and ask for advice that I didn't know that you've been through that. I have this problem. Can you help me? So the whole journey, right? And you learn how to have the right to be you, and you can help other people to take their own power back, their own voice back.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Go ahead, Patty.
I have something to add. So for what Jill said, and as well as what Ann said, I call it find your tribe, and that's how I describe it to people. A tribe, people, whatever you want to call it, the words don't matter, because you do need the support as much as we all on here probably know about the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves, put our oxygen mask on first. If those times and those moments we're having the support from people. I know I've also gone through a divorce, and being able, you know, I hid it and I was ashamed, and what will this person think? And I had kids and all of that stuff. And once I shared it, there were people that were supportive. They could support me because they knew what was going on. Over the last, with COVID, my husband and I decided we're going to sell everything, buy an RV, and travel across the country with the idea of creating content that inspires people to live life fully. And we have 5 kids. I have 9 grandkids. And part of me went, what will they think? Like that fear. So when I'm able to reach out to my tribe, and I know, like Kim, we had talked about it, and to say to myself, okay, people don't think I'm crazy. And then to remind myself, even if they do, I don't care.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just doesn't matter anymore. And that's something that having a tribe helps you remember. As much as we know it, we need to be reminded. Yeah. So great comment, Jill, on, you know, finding people.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up again, Patty, because, you know, we all do it in different ways. And that's one of the things I did want to highlight is the fact that you and Dan are you're going to take this RV and they're going to go across the country, everyone. And they are both they're just connector people, right? They just, you meet them and you feel like you've known them forever. You're so comfortable with them. And so I'm so excited to be on the journey with them and to watch this journey of them doing this. I really, like I said, when we get down towards the end here, everyone's going to kind of say how they can stay connected to all of you, because with the stories, with our tribe, you know, with the beautiful people that you all are here, you know, that's what part of what I'm doing is, right? So there's going to be people that connect with you. and that want to follow you, want to know more about you, want to read your books, want to watch you on your social media. And, you know, I've always said there's enough for everyone. And we have to get our stories out. We have to be able to make those connections, because we can't do it necessarily in person all the time, right? I would have never known any of you without the platforms, right? And now that you guys get to know each other and more people will watch this over time and reach out to you, that's why on the website, right, I have a section for gifts and for all of your bios and for your contact information. And people, I mean, I keep getting people saying, why are you doing that? You know, what about your stuff? Well, my stuff's going to come out, right? But it doesn't mean that everybody's going to want my stuff. And I'm okay with that. And, but if I can celebrate others like all of you, oh my gosh. I mean, this today, I'm sorry already, this turned out so much better than I ever thought possible. And I knew it was going to be great. Yes, Christian?
Yeah, I wanted to refer to Jill, what she said about, you know, the big CEOs and all the big, you know, animals in the companies, and about wearing the mask. We know from research and also from research that not showing the emotions, not being yourself, is one of the biggest risks, not only to become sick, but also to suffer of burnout and heavy burnout. And for example, in China, some of the companies in some regions, they decided to have a mask day because, you know, usually, and Anne, I think you can relate to that, a lot of Asian people do not show their emotions. By the way, Anne is very, very sensitive. We had a communication together, and she didn't know me. We had no connection before. And from the first communication, she told me things where I thought, what does she know from me? Where does she know that from? But, you know, in the Asian countries, they do not share their emotions. So they put a mask on so they can show their emotions under the mask, and they diminish the risk of becoming sick by doing so. So it's just they do it the other way around. But knowing that it's important to be seen, to be heard, to be accepted the way you are, especially for women. That's okay, her true voice, that's what I do. But it's so important. It's so important. Not to hide yourself, not to hide your emotions. And by the way, people who know how to, they can read your emotions anyway. You know,
especially if you're Christian, because Christian, let them know he has a special gift. Tell about that.
Yeah, I'm teaching you to. I can teach you to read people's emotions in faces, not only in faces but also in the body language and so on. But we see here only parts of the body. So it's very interesting. A lot of people say they have a good feeling for others, but from tests and research, we see it's about a bit more than 50%, just a wild guess. But when you know what to look at and to look for, suddenly you see the subtle things. And Anne is a master. She's a master. She was looking right through me all over the ocean and through the screens. That was a very fantastic communication we had at that time. I remember that. I'm coming from the heart. I really loved that. And you were there at a special time. And I'm really grateful for that. So I just think about that, hiding yourself behind a mask. Not only these masks that we have to wear in these times. I mean, not only this kind of whatever spooky things. It does more. It does more. It's not just, you know, about a kind of a virus, whatever, that isn't so dreadful, but it does a lot with you. Suddenly you are a stranger to others. Suddenly you do not dare to connect. Suddenly you do not dare to come closer. It is really like if you are cutting through the society with that mask thing. Remember that. It's important.
Yeah.
Tear it off if you can. Whenever you can.
Yeah. No, and just showing that, and it's okay. It's okay to share and show that. And you have to practice, right? And if you're not used to it, you're going to hear me say this a lot. It's like getting good at anything. I was a pianist, and to get good at something, you have to practice. Does that mean you're going to be perfect at it all the time? No. But the more you try, the more you do, the better you get, right? I have to take a few minutes here to show. Got some more. Jen says, we bought an RV in COVID too, so I would love to follow your journey. Best decision our family. We are not full time
Not
though.
full-time.
No, they
Would
still
love
have
to
little
hear.
ones. And then she says, great job, and friends, I needed to hear this message today. And I'm so grateful for Jen to say that, right? Because not that any of you or us need to hear or have to have that to still serve, but it's nice to know that we're making a difference, right? So, and I'm sure it's not going to be the only comment that we're going to get, because I think that it's been such beautiful value here today. Is there anything you guys want to talk about the topic before we take you into sharing some of your gifts? Hannah.
I just did want to mention too, so much of this topic, I think it's really interesting, going back to kind of the oxygen mask. If you're sitting on an airplane and somebody who has their mask on turns to help you, you're not going to fight them off. You're not going to say, no, wait, no, I can do it myself. You're not going to refuse that help. So why is it that when it comes to getting help putting on that mask in real life, all of a sudden we are hesitant and shut off, and we feel like we can't accept it, when sticking with the analogy, in any other scenario, if we need help with that, we are not going to fight that. It's a similar thing. We have to be open to accepting that, because it's just as important for us to be able to accept it as it is for us to be able to help others.
Wow. That is a beautiful analogy, Hannah. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Yeah. When you really need it, right? Whether it's family, friends, or just a person walking down the street, right? I mean, I believe we have people come into our lives for a moment, a season, or a lifetime, right? That saying. And if you're falling down and someone lifts, gives you a hand to help you back up, we usually take it, don't we?
Yep.
So, no, that's beautiful. Anybody else want anything else I want to make sure everybody kind of has it out. Jill?
I just want to say one thing real quick. Speaking of getting help, my friend that is my therapist person and helping me try to get all this self-love really ingrained said to me the other day, Jill, truth telling liberates trapped energy.
Wow.
So that's to what Crystal, that's what you're all about, and Christian, and on, like seeing who people really are. And when you show up and you speak truth, it's like you open up, and you do that so well, Kim. And I think that's why you'll always be successful, is because you're so honest and so real. And when you do that, you create safety and space for everyone around you to do the same thing. And that's so important. So I just wanted to stick that in there real quick.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much. Yes. Christian, you have one?
No, it's just,
you just thumbs up.
I so agree with Jill. I so agree with her. And opening the space for us is a gift.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we love you.
I love you guys. All right. Anything else? I want to make sure we have all the goodies in, all the good stuff in here before we close here. Anything else? I think today was, oh my gosh, just beautiful and special. I mean, Patty has her house packed up, right? And still my good friend and tri-person came on. Hannah's, oh my gosh, you were just wisdom and so young and yet so full of wisdom and love and light. And Christian, oh my gosh, coming from other side of the country, being the token male on here, I appreciate it so much. And but no, I was just joking. You know how much I love you and appreciate you and the value that you bring to women in empowering them. And Jill, oh my gosh, what a joy. I feel like you and I are just sisters from another mother. Love you too. And on, you know how much I love you. Thank you. Yeah, you are one of the strong, amazing women. Holy moly. And you just keep shining your light and keep posting out there. Crystal, oh my gosh. Finally, after over a year of connecting, finally. And I could not have picked or have had more beautiful people on here. So thank you so much. So, and as we wrap up, Patty, we'll start with you. What gifts? Tell them all about where to follow you on this journey. And it's so exciting. I've been watching, I said the other night, I said, okay, I was watching your show before I went to bed. She goes, I don't know about that.
Because you said I was watching you and your husband while I was in bed. So I was like, okay.
Oh gosh.
So
all right. I always stick my foot in my mouth, just so you know that, guys.
It was right
Always.
when you walked in the room. So it was awesome. Dan and I just completed, Saturday will be the completion of a 4-episode TV series that was on the CW here in Las Vegas. So we were so excited and grateful to have that opportunity. All of it is on our YouTube channel that we started, and all of our adventures will be on YouTube. Again, the idea is to inspire people to live their lives fully. So we're getting in an RV and traveling across the country, but maybe for some people it's just taking a walk or opening up, starting with little baby steps. So if somebody wants to get to me, YouTube, exploring through our lens, you could also reach out to me on Facebook, Patty with an I, Hunt. But please message me and let me know, where you saw me. I get so many fake people. So send me a message and I'm happy to connect. I love, connecting with people and hope to inspire. I'm always learning from others. Something is spilling. Hi.
Yeah.
So I really would love to connect with people, and anything I could do to help support people, that's what I love doing. And I want to just thank you, Kim, for doing this. I am in the middle of packing, but it's still a reminder for me to slow down and be okay and take care of myself, even if you saw this room, even in, something of chaos. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Okay, Hannah.
Yeah, so I am all about relationship building. I help businesses do it online through social media management and digital marketing. Because, I was talking to Kim last night. I'm a people person, have been since I was little. My mom has stories of me babbling to strangers in the grocery store, and then they'd be like, well, we'll go ahead and buy her this stuffed animal, or, just little things like that. So I'm all about connecting, helping you guys connect with others on social. So you can find me at HK Social on Instagram, and then Hannah Kruger on LinkedIn and Facebook. And I am always happy for you guys to pick my brain, ask me any questions you have. And then I'm actually going to be offering 30 days of content done. You just have to fill in the blanks and it is all yours, ready to go. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out, or Kim will have it on her website. And Kim, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this. You guys are all so amazing, and I'm so happy that I connected with everyone.
Thank you so much, Hannah.
Thank you.
Christian.
Yeah, Kim, thank you for putting this up. This is also an amazing experience for me here. And although I'm used to speaking, I'm not used to speaking in that kind of environment. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Her True Voice, or Crack the Emo Code. I have several groups. You will when you put in my name, you will find that. But Her True Voice is what I at the moment really focus on, putting some content there. So I'm going to gift you 2 of my books, The Power of Self-Esteem, and another one, which I'm not telling here because you cannot get it. You can only get it when you go then to the link that Kim is offering. It's only on demand. And as you brought that topic off, with reading emotions, I can make a video about that, about some, at least the 7 basic emotions, how to read them, how you can see them, if they're right or not. But give me a moment, I need to do that. I can do that tomorrow, but it takes a moment to put it up. But I think this is going to be very helpful because some of these emotions are going to show you for your business if you are going to run against the wall and lose the client or not. Because if you don't know the signs, if you don't know how to read that face, then you just don't see it. And it's small. It's really small. And I want to do that with the cameras. I have new equipment here, so I can show that on Zoom. If you like my face, if you don't like it, just
No,
whatever.
this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you can see it really. It have better cameras than here. This small one, so you can really see it. And I want to put my teaching on that level. So I think this is going to be helpful for you and also for all those who are going to tune in.
Awesome.
And
Thank
if you want to some of the videos about manipulation, how you are going to be manipulated all the time and how to escape that trap.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
when you go through the training that I'm putting up on Her True Voice, men have to really put their warm jackets on because I'm going to train women things that usually men are not aware of, but they
Okay.
do it. But when I pull back the curtain and you suddenly see the mechanics and you suddenly realize what possibilities you have, and I'm going deep into the philosophy of Chinese medicine and of Japanese self-defense and martial arts, when you use that, because I'm going to translate it in a way so you can apply it in your daily life, you do not have to fear anyone trying to put you down. So this is my goal. When you come up from the training, it's like you're a master of 10th degree, So I'm going to put up some things there. So, but give me a moment, and I put the things together, and I realize in this environment here, this is being the right place. Thank you, Kim.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, Jill.
Wow. Thank you, everyone. I am, all about connection too. And I've just put together some things that really help you understand how to really connect, how to listen, how to really be able to build relationship with people. And I just put that at theshinegift.com just to make it easy so you remember it.
Right.
And you can connect with me, Jill Wright, on Facebook and on LinkedIn. Also, I'm now doing Instagram. So it's Jill Wright I think it's the underscore thing, the one on the bottom. And then Executive Shine. So you can reach me there too. And I'm going to be
if you guys give me all of your links, I will also load those. I may not have everything done perfectly but I'm going to try within 24 hours to have all of you up because it is a lot of work and programming, but I will have it all up if you guys send those to me. So I'll do that for you. You're on mute. Got to unmute.
Sorry, unmute because the little baby. Okay, so for me, I offer 15-minute energy reading. Anybody that would like to know the secret that I've been hiding, I think Kristen know about that. And I also have my book coming out in March. It could be in time for my birthday. That book, the title of the book is Get Naked Until You Feel the Cold. So what that means is that I will this people that more layer how they can peel up their onion, right? So they can feel and be truthful to themselves, and not afraid of other people say something about them, right? Like just be truthful for who they are. So that my book will be coming in March. So if you can just
Awesome.
contact Kim, I will give all the details of Kim so Kim can put it on website.
Yep, you'll have that all in your bios. So you get me all your stuff. I'll put all that stuff up in there. So thank you so much, On. Crystal.
Yes, so I have a lot of gifts, but the main part is I want to be in service of your audience here for those that are behind closed doors and offer a 30-minute consult, because a lot of us live in that fear. If you go to crystalodavis.com, I also have my free book, my free workbook, downloadable, and you'll get a signed copy. And then also you can find me in Clubhouse now, going into Clubhouse at Crystal O. Davis. Find me there. And I'm all about affiliate digital marketing. You guys, to get our message out on Messenger, to have connections, to conversions, and convert your audience. So I have a lot going on. I will give you all the links for everybody out there, because our voice needs to be heard, and we need to do that through connecting, with people. So up to a lot of big things as digital marketer and becoming an agency. And I'm here to serve and get your voice out, just like Christian. Let our voice be heard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, so much. If you guys will wait for me as I wrap this up, but thank you again so much. It was such an honor, and I know that those who have watched and who will watch this it'll make all the difference for them. So, all right, everyone. Wow, was that a show to remember? It was just such an honor for me that I get to associate with people like this. I mean, oh my gosh. Love them, and I want you to really take advantage of their gifts, and not just monetarily or physically that they are offering to you, but their time. That time element that's the one commodity we cannot get back. So everyone, great Coffee with Kim. I am Kim Bassett, your host, and I hope you have just the best day.